Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk Thinking right out here in the lab. The sun is coming up, but I'm still in my book. I got a nice little lesson for you today. This is the story of creation. Can you read that? Hell no, nobody can, but I'm gonna break it down for you. I deciphered it. I'll help you out with that. That's the lesson for the day. Let's go. I'm teaching today. Let's rock. The teacher's on his job, right? Ism, 24 rule to live by storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is, know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know, spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always to Maya be true. And you're going to hear that word, that name. Why? Because in creation, she's part of it. An intricate part of it. So let's go. I just showed you the hieroglyphic, the papyrus paper containing the ancient Egyptian myth of the history of creation. Remember, we're telling you this is a myth. It's the theological concept we put together and construct so you can learn and understand that. And what the ignorant Romans did, the Greeks got to understand that about myths. They got their own storytelling with a message in the story. Again, that's where I got it from. And the Romans, they tried to make the myth literal. That's where our Christians is getting on the wrong foot. It ain't literal. These people aren't real. They never existed. They all symbolic and they all mythological concepts. Please understand that if you read that book with that understanding, I won't have a problem with y'all. Why? Because y'all won't have a problem with me. We'd be on the same page. Simple. I know that. Moving on. That's my pastor. Alright, but the above, I just showed you a picture of the papyrus containing what we call the ancient Egyptian myth. Let's break it down so we can get understanding. And we consider what? God is creation. Oh, through God. No. Again, what you thought, if you're going to learn, stop thoughting and just open your mind and be objective and learn something. Stop being subjective. I thought. You don't know a damn thing. How could you ever thought about something you don't know? That it drives me crazy. If I don't know something, I can't figure it out. Why? I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know brain surgery. I just can't figure it out. Put me in front of somebody, just figure it out. It don't work that way. Same thing about knowledge and life. It's a process. Moving on, trying to help you along the way. Starting with the concept, the process. Trust the process of life. If you follow the philosophy of religion to make a difference, trust the process has already been laid out. You the new one. It's already been here. So, the process of creation of the universe is explained, there you go, in the form of what we call cosmological system for better understanding. Again, we're going to put it into a form that you can understand. Cosmology is a branch of philosophy, again, dealing with the origin of things, processes, and the structure of the universe. Where it comes from, how it started, where it began. We got a concept. We have a theology. We got a mythological story to explain it. That's the goal. Sorry, that's the lesson for the day. Cosmogony is the astrophysical study of what? Creation. We have to study it. And evolution of what? The universe. We had concepts 5,000, 10,000 years ago that today, know what they're doing? Proving them right. One, I gotta keep telling you, the heart. The heart, we always knew had a mind, a brain, okay, a consciousness. The ancient, I know that from them. I didn't go no damn heart school. I ain't no damn heart doctor, but I know how the heart work. I know how the brain work. I ain't wouldn't be no brain surgeon either, but I understand why. From them, they didn't have modern technology. They figured it out in a different way. They lived it. They experienced it. God had to be experienced. The mystery of life had to be lived. They knew that thousands of years ago. So why we still floating around in the dark, again, ignorant, not knowing a damn thing about us? Both of these disciplines, okay, are inherent facets of ancient Egyptian philosophies. Why? Through the main religious systems or companies of what they call God and goddesses, elements, nature. That's what we're going to break down for you. I'm getting there. Stay with me. A company of gods. What does a company of gods? Don't we only have one God? See? Again, going by what somebody told you is a bad influence when you're going to try to learn something that you don't know. They tell you, forget what you know. Why? I'm about to tell you something that don't even have nothing to do with what you know. So all that don't mean nothing. Throw it out the window, scrap it. Now, open your mind and be ready to get a full cup of information that you can digest, use for the benefit of bettering yourself, but knowing thyself. And the gods and goddesses is a group of what we call deities, elements, principles, factors. Watch this. We get in there. Stay with me. A company of deity, a group of deities, which symbolize, again, they're all symbolical, particular cosmic forces. Remember, Star Wars, they did it best. Y'all can understand now. Luke used the force. What does the force? What Yoda told him? Who's Yoda? Your own decision advisor. You got to what? Talk to your higher self to what? To get the advisory of what? To make the decision, be right or wrong, good or bad. That's what Yoda represents symbolically. We see Yoda's little old guy. Again, they put the stain in your mind. They give you a bunch of ideas and concepts, but they don't tell you the truth. They playing with you a little bit. And see, because I understand symbology, all I look for in anything is the symbolism. I don't give a damn about the acting. I want to see the symbolism. Why? I can tell what kind of filmmaker you are by the symbols that they project. And everybody have it moving on. And it's called the cosmic forces. Watch this. Or principles. Again, Tahuti, Maya, they're principles, concepts, not people. The ibis-headed bird. The reason why he's the ibis-head, because the ibis-headed bird, the ibis bird has particular gift that we use in man to show that we want to be like the ibis-headed bird. We're smart, intelligent, and work our way through situations. That's why, that's the mind of God. We get, and I keep plotting, get the plot what's going on. I'm trying to get you on course of where we're going. But the principles that emanate from the what? All-encompassing one supreme being. We know that. Everything from him we understand is to be emanation from him and the aspects and concepts of nature. And then it becomes us, spirit. Supreme being from which what? They have all emerged. This is God. No beginning, no ending. That's God, the circle of life. Everything inside it is of him. Simple as that. Moving on. The self. Who's that? The essence of who we are, God, or supreme being, manifests creation. How? Through the properties and the principles that represented by who we call the Pauti. P-A-U-T-T-I. That's the company of the gods and the elements, male and female. We use that, man and women, male, female, we see it that way. But it's called the cosmic laws of what? Nature. Nature had to be two opposites, male, female, to populate. Man had to come into existence. He had to be either male or female, what? To reproduce. Nature. Again, moving on. I ain't got time to sit and play the game about who. No, I ain't got time. This is teaching. I'm in class right now. The system of company of God and goddesses of Anu. Anu means the first time. The Awanaki, the first time. Okay, I get all that. I'm not going there. But Anu is regarded as the oldest and also forms the basis of the Assyrian Trinity. That's the God that we follow. Break down. Okay, we got a bunch of that. I got that information for you too. This is teaching. It is expressed in the diagram of what we call the Pauti of the Anunian Cosmology. This is what it looks like. I showed you this picture before. Okay. Now we give all these aspects. Nature. The first one, okay, right there, that should be Ra. And then you got Shu with the feather in his head, the ostrich feather like Maya. Then you got That should be Tefnut. The lion is headed. Okay, all these are characters that we made, we gave life to, but they all symbolically mean something that you can understand and bring to life within your own self. It's called, like God thought it, creativity, thought, universe. You can think and create and manifest for yourself. That's the enlightenment that we have of God. Spirit and knowledge. That's God. Spirit and conscious. That's God. In the flesh, we got the same qualities. But again, we got the Anunian regarded as the oldest. Again, it is expressed in the diagram I just showed you of the Pahute company gods, or the company god and goddesses, who formed, watch this, creation. I'm trying to explain it to you, of the universe. It is all based on what we call the creation story of the theological teachings that was developed by a priest and the priestess of our ancient Kemet, the city of Anu, also known, here you go, by the Greeks as Heliopolis. If we tell you it's Anu, no, y'all Heliopolis. What the hell? Every time we tell them guys something, they change it. It's personal, all right, moving on. But now let's get to what we call the creation. God is creation. Why? Everything creation is from Him, of Him. That's why. I don't want to get excited. I see the clock. I got one more page of information. That should be just right to get the message out. The power, P-A-U. Take off the U. The power is plural, meaning more than one. I keep power. Power means one. Father, netta. And the Christians address the Father, God, in the patriarchal sign. Male. I'm more of a matriarchal sign. Why? I'm with my aunt. She's just as much God as anybody else. But she's an aspect of the concept. Move it again, I'm breaking it down. Hopefully you understand this. But you got power. That means more than one. But it means self-existent spirit. God created all things out of the Paut. P-A-U-T. That means more than one, and it's got to be the T in Egypt means it's female. So it had to be male and female. See, they had all this covered. Man, I love this. Why? Because if you understand it, it makes so much sense. For those who, they ain't gonna get it. And I ain't got a problem with that. That's why my views is down. Why everybody understands this. And I ain't got a problem with that. Remember, I'm not commercial. All right, but I'm good. I'm not just good. I'm not just all right. I'm good. Not just all right. All right, let's go. But this is a breakdown of nature. The stuff of matter or substance or material out of which all is made. Food, objects, human beings, people, gods, elements, plants, stars, etc. Everything comes from the one again. Thus, everything came into being. And the Paute, which is the company of God and goddesses, and God is also known as Paute. Why? Because creation is made of what? God stuff. That's what they say. All right, now we're going to talk about the Paute of the Anunian Cosmology and where Ra is their God. On here, we got the Memphite. I'll take care of that in a minute. But this is what we're doing. Okay, we're doing Anunian theology. This is their gods. Okay, these are their concepts. I'm gonna break it down for you right quick and move on. Hopefully you get to understand it. It ain't a whole lot of stuff. We call it mystery teachings of the Anunian tradition. That means we've been doing it for a while. And at the top, you see as it says, Kepri Ratem. What is that? You got a picture where they show God in three aspects. The scarab-haired beetle, that's Kepri. The noonday god, Ra, when he's in full strength, with the sun just over his head, he's vibrant in his prime, that's Ra in his middle part, and mature. Early age, middle age, and old age. Tim is the completion. End of the day, that's in the west. That's when he goes down. That's him in old age. They asked the question back that you get in Egypt, and they asked the riddle. What starts out at 4, goes to 2, and end up on 3? Man, come out as a baby, called scarab. Okay, and they got all these poses. I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not no. But they got the scarab too. Why? You got to bend down, hunched over, just like a scarab. And at the scarab back, it looks like the brain. They had other stuff already figured out. I love it. So as a teacher, I try to break it down the best I could. For those who really want to study it, get into it. Why? It's a beautiful thing. And it's knowledge that you have that you can live by. Why? It serves you if you know it and understand it. But the mystery teachings, Anunian tradition, are related to the divinity, starting with Ra and his company of God and goddesses. This temple and its related temples teach the teachings of what? Creation, human origins, and the path of spiritual enlightenment by the means of what? The supreme being who's in the form of the god Ra. That thing in the sky that we see, he put that there, okay? But it's representation of him, the visible. It tells of how Ra, emerged from the primeval ocean and how human beings, how we was created? Everybody got a different story, but the Anunian theory says we created from Ra's tears. So he felt sorry or he happy. Tears go both ways. You got tears of joy, tears of sorrow. Again, that truth, it cut both ways. It can be good or it can be bad. Your choice. That way you have the choice. That's what Mayat represents. Choice. Duality. Without duality, we can't exist. Why? One thing don't mean nothing. You can't do nothing with a stick, can't stand up by itself. Moving on. I love the philosophy. I got that from my man, the white guy, but old dude. But he had the Chinese philosophy. And the gods and goddesses who are what? His children. His father, God. See where we're going with that? It's proven. And it goes to the form of elements. I'm going to break that down for you 1 second. Of what? Nature. And we have 5 elements. The 6th is the mark of the beast. That's man. But not in a negative way unless he chooses to. Again, man have choices. He can do good or he can do bad. Ain't no devil. Man is the devil in the physical form, okay? Your mind, your consciousness can think evil thoughts, bad thoughts, but when you physically do them, that makes you the devil. And the cosmic forces that maintain nature. This is what we're gonna break down for you. This stuff that we breathe, I tell people, I just gave the breakdown of Capri Rod Tim. Start at the top, that's it, okay? And from there, you got Het Haru. Remember her? The Greeks call her Hathor, you might know her by that name, but she's Ra's left eye. She's the fire that Ra sent down to destroy what? All sinners. A sinner is somebody who don't deal with God. Okay? Simple as that. So, and the penalty for being a sinner was death. He didn't care. Didn't care. Kill him. All sinners, kill him. But that's God. Okay. Yeah. He's still God. But Het Haru was his punisher. That's what she came to do, and she got caught up. The story of the eye, I gave that lesson a long time ago. But then you got Tahuti. This is my favorite. And if I was going to take on a name from the Egyptian, it'd have been Tahuti. Why? Because he's the thinker. He's God's mind. I'm the right thinker. I know that. I just choose to stay P-Funk. Why? Because that's the essence of who I am. The real me is P-Funk, pure real. I know that. But my mind is of God consciousness. That's Tahuti. That's thought, Hermes transmigration, all that stuff. But it's all, and I call my mother a strange bird. Tahuti represented by a bird. Nevertheless, and this I'm showing you some. It works out. You can, man. This thing is bigger than all of us. But now, in my other favorite, Maya, she represents duality. You can stand on her. Why? You can be strong in her. Why? She knows everything that needs to be known. She's divine. She's what represents everything that's good. Her opposite, not a consort or mate, is Isfet. That's chaos. That's what the Noon was before Ra decided to straighten things out and have his own mind. Ra, Amun, and Ptah, they all have their own concept of being God for the people who follow them. And they all lived in harmony. They didn't fight each other. They didn't go at war because they believe this God, they believe that God. Nope, it's called respect. And if you have respect, we won't have wars. We at war right now because we think we don't even supposed to have nuclear weapons. Man, stop that egoistic nonsense. But I ain't got time for that. But again, man has this ego and it's bigger than all our doors. But it ain't bigger than God. And he always had to suffer the consequences of what? His egoistic nonsense. And we, as the people, we're going to be collateral damage. Just get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. I ain't doing the political thing. But Maya, if you know me, Maya is my favorite. She represents balance. Right here. That's Maya, right here, right here. To ascend Any way you want, you can ascend, but you got to start with Maya. Moving on. And I just break it down again. Remember, these are all elements, principles, philosophy. We gave them identity. Starting with, now, I just gave you Het Haru, Tahuti, and Maya. Those are all aspects of God that he put in the manifestation. So it's still God again, understand? Now let's talk about the elements. What do man need to live? First life, spirit, but he needs air. Shu represents air. First thing God put here was Shu. Okay, why? You need to be able to, that thing that we inhale, exhale. Y'all call it Yahweh, but it's breath of life. Why? And I use the example, consciousness. Air is conscious. Why? Go without it for 4 minutes, you'll lose consciousness. You won't die. You just lose consciousness. So that means without air, you're not conscious. That's the concept. And moving on, Tough New, she represents moisture, air that comes from above. Half the earth, 75% is water, so he didn't need water, but he got water coming from above. He took care of that. This is a thing that God put in place. They laid it out for you to show you who and what God is. You ain't got to believe it. We're going to give you the layout. We're going to show you. This is all God clothing. If you don't believe in God, look around. What the hell? Breathe. No breathe. See what happened? You die. Why? That's God. God is life. You got to breathe to continue life. What he do in the Christian? He blew the breath of life in man. Okay, y'all put y'all story together. I understand it's a story. Y'all just don't. I ain't got time for that. But we all have theological, cosmological stories to justify what we believe in and why we should believe it. But once you manifest it, it's no longer a belief. We didn't call it a belief system. Christianity, y'all got a belief system. We got a foolproof system that works. Moving on. Okay, I call it life. And when you got air and moisture, that's the start. From then, you will have a physical foundation, earth, and you got the sky. That's Newt and Gab. The objects that y'all see, that's Gab's penis. Y'all think it's Asar's penis because he got cut up. No, Gab was here before Asar. Okay, so the story, the penis, first penis is Gab's, not Asar's. Again, all this is lessons. All this is concepts that y'all can study. So I know them like the back of my hand. It's funny when I start talking about them. But then from Set, from Gab to Newt, they gave birth to what we call man. Those are elements. Earth, fire, water, okay, all elements, air. Those elements, the first man spirit that comes into man from God, outside all the stuff, nature, is what? The sixth mark of the beast, Asar. He was the first spirit in man. He had a sister, Aset, a brother, Set, and another sister, Nephat. But these are all, we gave them identities. We naming them, but these are all, Asar represents the spirit. Aset represents intuitive knowledge, wisdom. Set represents the ego. We didn't have a devil. Set was our devil. No, he wasn't even the devil. Why? Because he fight Apophis. We had a big giant serpent we call Apophis, okay? But we had understanding of good and evil. There was no devil. You either was with Ra or you with Apophis. In the night, you with Apophis. In the day, you with Ra. Simple, okay? And the concept was they constantly battle. Ra would kill Apophis, cut off his head every night. He get free, he come out, shine on us all day long, do his thing. And when he go back to the west, who's sitting there waiting for him? Apophis. Apophis can't be destroyed. Evil can't be destroyed, just like spirit. It can't be destroyed, only displaced, moved away, separated for a while, they come back together. That's reincarnation, same thing. Okay, so evil has reincarnation powers also. It has eternity. Dark, light, sun, darkness. That's first story, original story. We gave it life and gave it legs to make it manifest, but that's the story. And watch this. Each one of these people that we gave life to, they aspects of your character. And watch this. When you take Asar, which is spirit, with Aset, which is intuitive knowledge, they get together, their offspring is what? Haru, the spirit. That's what? Aspiring to what? Be his best self and to conquer what? His father's killer, which is what? The ego. Set, which is represented by his uncle. Who's in charge of the country? Our evil uncle, Sam. They're not like us. They never been. They never will. Okay? Black would be black. White would be white. They don't go together. You can make gray. You put them together, make a color. But no, that's never going to work. I don't do gray. And Haru is me and you. I can tell you, the spirit that's in us. And the spirit is called the great he, she. Why? It's male and female. That's why. And with Asar and Nethet, Asar represents spirit, Nethet represents nature, mortality. Aset represents immortality. They're twins. They go together. You can't have one without the other. Mortal and immortal. Aset is immortal. She's the wife of Asar, which is spirit. That goes on forever. She hooked up with Asar because she's mortal. She's nature. She's going to expire. She represents death. So she had to get a taste of the spirit. Why? So her offspring is Anubis. Anubis is Haru's big brother. There's a cartoon that come up, Speed Racer. He had this big brother, Racer X, who was, I call Anubis, who looked out for his little brother, made sure no harm come to him. Sound familiar? You got that big brother. I got a little brother. If you mess with my little brother, you got the hell to pay. My old man was like that to me, my protector. If you mess with mine, you don't want to do that. And nature shows you the work you can do with a female, mess with their kid. Same thing for a man. You don't mess with my son. Don't do that. Why? I got to do what I got to do. And that's how nature works. All right? I see it all the time. I love that when a guy, a cat, a lion, whatever, come and take advantage of something else, and the parents see it. Hippo, you don't want to piss them off. Moving on. But it's all mythological character. And they show you, the myth is to show you the power between that animal that man has within him again. But Anubis is your discernment. Your ability to distinguish what right from wrong. If we was better at that, we wouldn't have all these bootleg preachers getting rich off us, selling us a bunch of nonsense. Oh, send me $1,000, I'll bless you. I need $40,000 for the bless. You got to be crazy. Moving on, get out of there. But I'm gonna start the lesson. I see the clock. I'll be back in part 2. But this is the people I'm gonna tell you about. These are all aspects and characters, but they all are recognized by their headdress. It means something symbolically. They're all mythological people. They're not real. Simple as that. We know, you should know that. But you ask a Christian, is Christ real? Yeah. No, you're not. Don't just pick and choose one. None of it. It's a concept. Let me wrap this lesson up. I'm going to start from the top when I come back. Right now, right thinkers, may you all dare to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who's starting to get the understanding of who they are the old-fashioned way has passed away. I'll be right back.